Caught me without my glasses on. Ah. Too funny. All right. So we got the holiday lights in for just a few more days. Looks like I've got a little highlight action going on. That's kind of cool. Maybe it's just the reflection. But good morning or good morning. Good evening, really. I should be doing my what do you call it? Alfred Hitchcock. Good evening. Good evening. Right? It's been a long day. Those of you who were tuned in to the Destination Decluttered TikTok live today, we're up around 7 a.m., between 7 and 8 a.m. Eastern, and now we're between 8 and 9 a.m. Eastern. Look, scoops. I love it when you send the rainbow of hearts. That's really cute. It makes me smile. Thank you for doing that. Also, speaking of you, I put a couple of TikTok lives and YouTube lives on the calendar for next week, and they are in what I consider to be slightly more West Coast friendly times. Carla Jane, I swear my Ms. microphone is getting dusty because Carla Jane, I hope you're feeling better. I do. Narelle, all the way from Australia. Love it. Penny Myers, USC 595. Christine, excellent. Yay. Friendly names, friendly faces. I love it. What do you think? So very cool. Yay. Feel free to chat amongst yourselves at all time. Catch up with each other. I don't mind. Let's use this time for fun. And I don't know, getting stuff done maybe. I've had a busy day. Have I already started? I've already started to wind down. So here's what I say. Leslie says she's driving home with the decluttering fam. All right, everybody, it's got your seatbelt on, right? We're gonna stay civilized so Leslie can concentrate on the road. There we go. Penny Myers is totally horizontal over there. You know, I see people doing TikTok lives when they're laying down, and when I lay down, I'm like nothing but neck. Like there's no chin. It's like I'd have to be pretending, and forget it. It wouldn't work. So I'm happy to be vertical at the moment. But yes, shortly after this, I also will be lying down, and doing that. So here's a fun thing. So what I thought I might start with, and I don't have really an agenda here. And if you guys want help with some clutter stuff, or you want to celebrate your wins, throw it in the comments. But what I was realizing I could do in this, specifically because it's the first evening YouTube live of the year. And remember how the first TikTok live in YouTube was like the how to use your notebooks type of thing? Well, I thought it might be fun to just spend a few minutes to let you know how I use those notebooks at kind of the end of the day. Now, most of the time, Regina, nice to see you. Christine, good to see you. Most of the time when I'm doing my TikTok lives and YouTube lives, like the sun is out, or at least it's daylight, and we're just kind of starting the day. But at the end of the day, these two books really is when they shine. Okay. This is because this is when you see, okay, this is where I thought I was going to be. It's like a map. It's like like a road map on a multi-day road trip. So on this day of the road trip, we started around up here, and we thought we'd get to around here. Now, I did, time-wise, 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. Here we are. I got there. What happened in between? Did I get some of the stuff done that I wanted to? So let me review. TikTok live at 7 a.m. Check. 8:30 haircut. Check. Walk to library. Didn't do that right then. No big deal. Shower. Check. Coaching. Check. Reschedule. Check. King of Prussia. Check. Coaching. Check. Walk to library. Yep. Dropped off book. Had dinner. Texted somebody. YouTube live. So I did pretty good. What I do then with this book is anything that was over here that I didn't get done, I get curious about and say, could I do that tomorrow, or should I just put that back on the big list in the back of the page? I did pretty much that stuff, so I'm feeling pretty good about it. If I thought I could get it done, I would just add it to the randomness for tomorrow. And if I didn't think I could get it done, I'd put it back. But I'm feeling pretty good about this stuff. And then this is what I do. Now, Leslie, I know you've started your good book, so don't look at the screen here, but I will do my best to describe this. This book is thoughts that I thought I'd get done, and I got done some of them. So I want to capture the highlights. So what I do is I will open up my book, my road trip book, to just capture the highlights of this day of all sorts of things that I did. Some of the things I did aren't even really, in my mind, like worth documenting. So I want to do like the good highlights. So I put today's date and I put it in the middle, and I'll explain why I do that. And you know me, I like to fold a piece of paper in half. Now, when I fold the piece of paper in half and I just put kind of the little dots, I would call it a bullet list, but I don't like bullets. I will write down kind of the highlights of the day. I got a haircut with Phil. I went to KOP and dropped something off. I bought a new coat because it was on sale. I packed up some of my clutter that I don't really need, but I know my sister will like, and I mailed it to her. I walked to the library, and then I did a bunch of stuff. Now, that is my regular everyday stuff is here. And then I realized early on, and I see Narelle, I'm going to help you with this stuff in a sec, but I realized early on when I was doing this is I needed to literally separate the everyday stuff from the stuff I really wanted to make sure I was making progress on. So I call that like my coaching business. Now, if you were to adopt this and there's something you wanted to make progress on, I highly recommend that you separate that out into its own category too. Now, the reason I say this is because if you put it in there, I think we've all done this. You say, well, I did a lot of things. I was really busy today. And then you say, well, did I get something done towards that goal that I want? Well, no, but I got all this stuff done. Now, nothing wrong with getting stuff done. But what I like to do is I like to, at a glance, see what I've been doing to kind of grow my business, where I'm showing up for that. And there are days that I don't, when I'm on vacation and whatnot. When I'm on vacation, I actually use this as literally my road trip journal. And I'll just start everything like right over here and just run over here. But on my kind of Monday through Fridays, etc., I will fold the paper in half. So I have a column for regular good stuff from my regular life and good stuff that happened or I made happen for my coaching. So if you were to do this, your second column might be your decluttering. It may only have one entry that said 15 minutes of decluttering. That is awesome. Okay. Your other column might be healthy stuff. Like to me, I could probably easily just, if mine was health, just, say did all the things on my habit tracker occasionally. I mean, you see habit tracker right here. What am I trying to say? You see, I've got potholes all over the place. It's not perfect. I had one strangely perfect day, but that's an exception to the rule. Okay. So that's how I use those two notebooks at the end of the day. And then honestly, what I like to do is make sure that stuff's all done. And then again, kind of like that visceral feeling good about what I did, tossing it in the recycle bin. And then, as the monkeys would say, tomorrow's going to be another day. My next day is kind of teed up and it reminds me of what time to get up. Okay. I hope that helped. Any questions about that or any of these notebooky things that I use, please. Okay. Please do it. All right. Now, yay. I just saw Carla Jane is being vertical. I know she's been sick. Horizontal over there. Maybe somebody's at a diagonal. I do not know. Okay. Narelle, I'm attempting to clear all my outstanding pay documents. I got so far behind. Oh, I have a new job offer in another state, so contemplating big changes. So yay for you. And chunk it down, my dear. Okay, don't freak out. Don't activate your nervous system. Oh, I got so far behind. Put one foot in front of the other. And I realized as I sing that, you may not even have the same Christmas specials. You probably don't. Over here in the US, we have a Christmas special. I think it's called, it's not Year Without a Santa Claus. Santa Claus is coming to town. I don't know. But there's like a little claymation or animatronic thing, and it's a warlock, and you got it's almost like, oh, you have to be there. But there's a song called Put One Foot in Front of the Other, and soon you'll be walking across the floor. So just chunk it down, my friend. But contemplating, thinking about big changes, even your big changes are going to have little chunks to get you there. Okay. And Narelle, as she may see that I have multiple layers on, she says, for anyone who is cold, the forecast where Narelle is in Australia is 97 degrees Fahrenheit. Now that is a little bit too hot for me. You know, it's getting hot in here, but I will keep on all my clothes. There we go. I think that's Rudolph. I don't know. It's not Rudolph. I'm pretty good at this. I'm seriously, it's going to bug me. So since we're being kind of casual here. Okay. It's a song by Fred Astaire. I knew that. It is from Santa Claus is Coming to Town. Remember, they have the guy that looks like Fred Astaire, who's like the mailman, that type of thing. So yes, I sing it year round though, because it's so apropos. All right. So Leslie just got home. Yay for being safe. And listen to this. She is basking in the glow. Yay, Suzanne Cooper, you knew it. Leslie is basking in the glow. It's almost like, I'll see if this works. It's probably not going to, but we'll try it out. Ooh, she's basking in the glow. Now this looks kind of creepy with the stuff. I was trying to make it be like a glow like this of, the good stuff that she got done. Now that looked like I was about to tell like a scary story. So I'm giving myself more light, but you get the picture. What a lovely thing to be able to do, to open up the door of your home and go, bask. Oh, this feels good. Look at what I did. Basking in the glow of the decluttering I did in last weekend's decluttering parties. Yeah. Now, speaking of decluttering parties too, since we've got kind of the core, people who know what I'm talking about. And if there's anybody new, my name is Beth. I'm a decluttering life coach, and my coaching is called Destination Decluttered, and you're welcome to hang out with us. Leslie, I think those parties are the bomb too. I'm so glad you use them. I will share with you guys that there will not be any declutter parties on the weekends of January because my husband and I had this unexpectedly wonderful opportunity to travel unexpectedly. Did I say that? To someplace warm when it's cold out. And if you know me, you know I'm all about that. So we said yes to it. And we have some stuff going on. So I'm glad you were able to take advantage of the declutter parties this weekend. What I will say is if any of you are interested in and available legitimately to attend like a Monday through Friday declutter party, okay? And if that is appealing to you and you can kind of commit to that, I'm happy to create a declutter party, even if it's just one other person. It's still a party, right? So if you're interested in a weekday declutter party, email me. You know my email address. And just let me know like the day of the week and the time of day that if I scheduled one, and you could get even more specific, the specific day, like Monday the 19th won't work, but Monday the 26th will, that type of thing. I love to be able to say yes when I can say yes. And I'm feeling a little bit not bad. I would like to do the both. I would like to have the declutter parties for you guys and myself, as well as do the travel. But I know that I want to maintain my good vibes about what I do. So if I said no to travel to say yes to a declutter party, there might be some resentment. So I know that. But I'm saying, if you want to do one during the weekdays, email me the dates and times that you're available, and we'll see what we can do. Okay. Now, Carla Jane says, I had a new situation in decluttering, and per normal, it has created a health issue. All right. Now, Carla Jane, you know this. And everybody, please remember, as we even at the end of the day, what is my body telling me? What message is my body sending me right now? and your body is trying to communicate with you, but it can't use words, so it has to use feelings. So pay attention to when your body's feeling good, yay, or if it's not feeling good, get curious and see what you can do about it. And if it means going to the doctor, please go to the doctor. If you think some over the counter thing might work, you might try with that. And take care of yourself. Yourself, as opposed to just yourself, like one word, your self is living inside this human body. And we do better when we feel better. So please do, like Carla Jane is, take care of yourself. Okay. I've done this. I will share with you. I had a bit of a thing with my eye. Remember, I got the eye surgery and I was a little bit concerned. So I was brave enough to look stupid. Anybody ever been brave enough to look stupid? What I did was I called the eye doctor and I explained the situation. I was afraid they were going to be like, "Oh, you're overreacting. It's no big deal." Well, the good news is I wasn't overreacting, but I was reacting. And I went to see the eye doctor yesterday and I got the official word that nothing bad is happening. I highly recommend, if you think something is wrong, please don't just diagnose yourself. Go to a professional who can actually more authoritatively diagnose yourself. That being said, I also, based on that, created 2 more doctor's appointments for myself. Again, taking care of yourself, a dermatologist and a mammogram, because I want to hang around this planet for as long as possible in as healthy as body. And that means a body without skin cancer or breast cancer. So I want to make sure those things are okay. Uh-huh. Oh, goodness. Oh, goodness. Carla Jane. Whoa. What a trip. Oh my gosh. I hope, yeah. Oh, people. Carla Jane, you can read what she's reading in the comments. Falling out of the ceiling, finding things in the attic, hopefully not breathing in the asbestos. Hun, my heart goes out to you and your daughter. My goodness. My goodness, my Guinness. Carla said she missed this community. And we missed you, Carla. Notice how feeling connected with other people can be very soothing to your nervous system. That feeling of community, of not being alone, can be really good. That's one of the reasons why, and this was fun. It's so funny. I always point over there to my other screen when I talk about the YouTubes. The YouTubes. I am on YouTube right now, but on the YouTube channel today we hit 950 recorded videos. That's a pretty cool number, I think. It's only 50 away from 1,000, and I think that's pretty neat. And I mean, humans, we like kind of round numbers or something that ends in a 5, or some of those ones that kind of seem like a milestone, as it were. But how did I get there? I chunked it down. I did one by one and I just kept on repeating, and it was fun. So it makes it easier for me to show up and do these things. So, oh goodness. Oh, Carla Jane. We both had masks on. Oh, fiberglass insulation. Not pretty, my dear. Thank you for sharing so we can send a big group hug to you and your daughter, rather. I hope you guys are okay. All right? Take care of yourselves. That can suck. And things can happen in a minute. I won't go into details, but I just got word that somebody I knew in my past had a stroke, that they can't walk or speak at the moment. Like, you just never know when that kind of stuff is going to happen. So let's embrace every day that we feel good, huh? Even I go sometimes as far as writing down in my good book, I felt good today. And so we are sending you love and support, Carla Jane, and I'm hoping all the best for you. So, yay, Carla. Can we distract you from your situation? That's a neat thing too, I will share with you, is getting the body moving, getting your mind off of things sometimes allows your body and your brain to kind of take a break from stuff. I remember sometimes, this hasn't happened often, but being kind of in a funk or being just out of sorts and I didn't know why. And then going to the movies. Remember back in the day when you go to the movies and I'd be so engrossed in the story that was happening for, an hour and a half in front of me that when I got out, I kind of had forgotten. I had gotten such distance from what was making me feel bad that I actually felt better. So, Carla Jane, if there's any way we can distract you, entertain you, um, whatever you need, we're here. Okay. Yeah. Now, Barbara is saying, I was on my feet most of the last 14 hours. I hope you're wearing comfortable shoes. Okay. Yeah. And I can tell Carla Jane is feeling better because she's yawling us. I love it. I appreciate y'all. Honestly, I felt so good taking control of that mess. And I have 7 pieces of luggage to the road. Rock on, my dear. Rock on. Yep. Now Barbara's classroom is looking pretty good. Recovering till 8:30. All right, we got about 8:21. And then laundry, dishes, and gym. You've got a busy day. Yeah. When I get out of here, I will brush my teeth, take some vitamins, wash my face, and I'll probably lay horizontally and maybe do some TikTok scrolling, you know. Um, but yeah, let me know what you'd like to talk about. Give me a topic and I'll run with it. Give me a place where you're stuck with clutter and I can help with that. Um, let's make the most of our time together. Do you have any wins you want to celebrate that you want to write down in your own good book, your own travel journal? Um, yay, McDoug's is doing good after putting away holiday decorations. As you can see, we're not there quite yet. And getting some yard work done. Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, I will share with you that oh, this is a fun thing too, just completely. You guys are the first ones to be kind of made aware unless you've checked um the secret page yourself. I've done a little rearranging in the secret page because there aren't any parties readily available. So I kind of dropped that down to the bottom. But I added some TikTok lives and YouTube lives for the part of next week that I'll be around. Okay. And I will offer to you, much like McDoug's was putting away holiday decorations and Lady Bandit, nice to see you, got your Christmas stuff all put away. Yeah, we're not there yet because I love the glow of the candles in the window. And luckily we did kind of take a look at our neighborhood and a number of people still have the Christmas lights out. So we're keeping ours up for a few more days, but there will come a time where we will bring them home. What I have started to do though, and I'll offer this to you too, if you're not quite ready for it, I have started to kind of migrate, chunking it down, migrating my Christmas things from other rooms into one central room and also kind of putting the like items together so that when I bring up the totes from the basement to wrap things up, they'll be in kind of that category. And you washed your truck today. That's awesome. That's awesome. I would wash our cars, but um we've got like salt and road debris and on everything because we've been having snow and ice and rain. It's gotten warmer though, so now things have melted. It's kind of a messy time of year. Um, but yeah, doesn't it feel good, Lady Bandit, to have a clean car? Doesn't it feel good? Even if it's just clean on the outside? Clean on the outside is good. That's the surface. Clean on the inside and on the outside. Chef's kiss. I paid somebody last year to detail one of our cars because it was getting it needed like waxing and stuff like that. And um it just felt so good. Like I just felt like I was so psyched. It renewed my love for that car. Ooh, that's fun. And Lady Bandit, maybe that's an idea for other people too. She says, when I took down the tree, I rearranged our living room and I am loving my new space. Yay. Yay. I love it. McDoug's is making room for some new gifts and I still have some things out. Yep. Yay for 80 in shorts and a tee. Ooh, okay. So Marietta says, I had a major win on my master bedroom. decluttering, including sentimental. However, it was while my husband was off and he also participated. Cool. Having no luck restarting after he went back to work this week. Yeah. Notice the shifting of gears that we do different things during kind of the holiday weeks. And also then when people go back to work, it's a different kind of schedule, the Monday through Friday type thing. Whereas every day, well, I would quote the Smiths and say every day is like Sunday, but more like every day felt kind of like a Saturday or a no man's land kind of day last week with Christmas and the New Year's and the days off and whatnot. Yeah. Okay. Patty says, haven't gotten to Christmas stuff yet. That's okay. Yet is a good word. Yet is a good word. I haven't got to it yet. Seems like other things keep getting put first. Notice that. Who's putting them first? You're putting them first. Maybe somebody else is putting them first. I don't know. And that's okay. Unless it bugs you. And if it bugs you, do something about it. Marietta says, any idea how to motivate myself on my own? Yeah. You know what? I was talking about this with somebody today. And self-motivation can be easy for some people and a little bit more difficult for others. Couple of things that may help you, Marietta. One of the things I like to do to kind of warm up my engine about it is to really, and no, wrong direction. No, wrong direction. Over here, the destination. I will spend time envisioning in my mind what I want that space to look like. I will move furniture with my mind. I will imagine things where they aren't, a clean surface, a vacuumed floor, whatever it is. I draw, I paint that picture, I make it into Technicolor in my mind. And then I imagine myself in that space and I activate all of my senses. So not just how it looks, but how it looks in 3D when I'm in it. Does it smell a certain nice way? Do I hear anything? Maybe I hear some soft music. Maybe it's just quiet. Are there any tastes? Are there any textures? I work on how good that destination feels. So in the historic words of Tina Fey's daughter, I want to go to there. Like, ooh, and that kind of ooh feeling. And notice when you say the word ooh, it kind of creates like a vibration that kind of, ooh, like it kind of vibrates your heart and your feeling like, ooh, I want that. So a lot of times I will do that. It's like, oh man. And then I hold that and I will write it down. Okay. Now, sometimes that can work, and you may need something else. You may need to remind yourself using words. It will feel so good when I get this little thing done. The association of good feelings with the decluttering is going to be really helpful because if you notice, a lot of folks tend to have very unhelpful, negative connotations when it comes to decluttering, and that makes it feel more difficult. Okay. Destination ready to list home. Okay. So yeah, that's right. You have destination. I want to move out of my house. So what I would offer too is kind of amplify that, not just ready to list. How about this? And this is where you can use, the human imagination is such a wonderful place. Okay. The human imagination is a wonderful place. So I say this, not just listing, but I want my house to be listed and there will be a bidding war and I will get above asking price. So what can I do for that? Okay. Barbara is also offering, and also, I suggest picking one little very doable task. Okay. Yep. And destination ready to live home. Yep. Crazy shit's happening in the country. No lie. Yep. Now, Sue says, and I thought there was something else somebody wrote. It must have gotten retracted or something. I hope it was okay. Where was I? Sue says, I got everything down from the holidays, but using half the garage as sorting and staging area for pared down keep and majority donations for end of month pickup. I love that. I love that. Yeah. And I offer to you, um, that's a great thing to create a surface, and spread those things out. And before you put things away, use that space to do that. Yeah. Now, Marietta, I do want to go back to what you mentioned because she says, especially now after today, you have the feeling of I have to get out of this country ASAP. Notice your nervous system is probably rightly activated. It's like a panic feeling. Yeah. After the ice shooting, and I feel paralyzed. And so notice that fight or flight, the freeze, the fight, the flight, the fear, the deer in the headlights, and yet you're panicky. Your nervous system is in fear of its own life. Okay. A lot of hugs tonight, people, a lot of hugs. And so, Marietta, I get where you're coming from. I do. And I don't want to pretend I didn't see it. What I want to offer to you is this is I think that's great. If you want to move out, you go right ahead. If we can help you by helping you calm down your nervous system, because here's what happens is this is when decluttering and learning to calm down and settle down your nervous system really is a life skill, because you will be more able to do things to get you towards that destination when you're able to get yourself unparalyzed and not be spinning your wheels. So the calming down, slowing down, chilling, a lot of this is going to really help you. The drinking down of water, the getting that anxiety out. Maybe you shake, you know what I mean? You do something to disrupt it. Okay? Okay. So you think you need to pick a date. We need to list the house to be sold by May. Yep. And it can be very terrifying. I don't want to make light of it. I don't. So you're doing what you feel is right. Um, and yeah, if we can help by helping you make a plan to declutter your home so you can sell it, then let's do that. Yeah, it's scary times. Um, I would offer what might help, and this is another kind of help type thing. When you want to get something done more quickly, realize it will be beneficial to bring in professionals. And I think immediately of this, Marietta, I will just offer to you. Hopefully, you have a realtor you are working with, or find a realtor that you trust in your area to work with. I say this too because realtors are going to be the ones that are going to be able to tell you what you can do to your home to make it be able to be sold. Realtors have resources themselves because they will have people. A good realtor is going to have somebody who can come in and move out stuff that you don't want. A good realtor will know places to sell things. A good realtor will be able to assist you in some of those things that may be more specifically geographically your area. So this would be the time to kind of gather the team of people that would help you with that. Okay. Awesome. Yay for the great realtor. Let them help you and ask them about resources for whatever is feeling unmanageable for you at the moment. Okay. Yay. Good stuff. Yep. Pick a date and working backwards. Notice that's what we do here. We pick a destination and then we work backwards. Okay. Yep. It is. It is. I mean, and we've got Narelle. I'm sure you see it on the news. It is a horrific time to be living in the US. And what I will say is I am practicing what I coach so that I don't lose my mind and my shit, because ain't nobody going to be helped with that helps. Yeah. Ooh, interesting. Carla Jane, and I'm not shifting gears, but just to avoid that, but Carla Jane says light bulb. Bing. I just realized I get the where are you stuck. I would love to hear more, Carla Jane. I would love for you to kind of articulate that more because I'm fascinated. Yeah. Okay. So learning to regulate your nervous system especially in times of terror, will make you be able to more quickly react to and respond to what's going on and be flexible enough to do something about it. Okay? Yeah. It is crazy what's going on out there. It is really discouraging. It really is. So, destination, and notice, honestly, the destination to me is, we talk about a lot of things, but destination feeling safe is one of those primal animal destinations. Kind of like fear is something that is stopping you. Destination safety is something that every, I would say, human, animal, living creature on the planet strives for. Yep. So, okay. Now I have been going through clothes. I wanted to find a way to store t-shirts and avoid shoulder bumps. I love it. Yep. So again, Marietta, I will always go back to the step number 2 of your nervous system, and also step number 1 for you, because didn't you recently have heart surgery? When you are in an activated nervous system state, you've got chemicals running through your body because they are trying to have you actively do something. When you can't actively immediately do that, they tend to hang around in your body and they don't do a lot of good stuff. So, doing the best you can to calm down, to slow down. Notice when we're sleeping, you lay down, you relax down your muscles, you breathe down, you slow down, you try to create some distance between what's going on in your head and your thoughts. Yeah. Our nervous systems are in overdrive, right? We must have some good tools like meditation to deal with balancing this awfulness action to get your documents and paperwork in order. Yeah. Yeah. And of course, mother's fear of a child loss is the most powerful fear, even over fear of losing your own life. It could be. I cannot speak from a mother's perspective, but you see how protective I can be of my people. So I get you, hon. I get you. What I will say is, yeah, please, yeah, notice what makes you feel bad. And there's a difference between hiding your head in the sand and, for your own health, stopping the 24/7 news fire hose. Notice that in years past, in decades past in our country, horrible things have happened. I don't think, honestly, as worse as it is happening right now on our own soil. But when you have time to get distance from it, it allows you to recover. Okay. So notice one thing you can do, Marietta, that you identified yourself. I need to stop watching the video on repeat in the news. Okay. Do this for your health and your nervous system. When you do that, you will also be better prepared to take these actions to get yourself into a safer place. Okay. Now, yep. Carla Jane. Yeah, I stopped in my tracks, quit folding or storing, and I was stuck and I just quit. Yep, it happens. It happens. Yep. Now, Lady Bandit, speaking of human feelings, I got a flu shot on Monday. I was exhausted Tuesday and I could not figure out why. Then I remembered I got my flu shot and that's what caused it. Yeah. Yep. So as I said, yep, good, Marietta. You logged off the news and logged on here instead. We will be here for another 21 minutes. So, everybody, let's all send peaceful vibes to Marietta. Let's all emanate them. Let's get them into ourselves and let's share them with each other. This isn't some woo woo, goofy stuff. When you feel better, you will do better. Marietta, also do not turn on the news again after you turn this off, okay? Yeah. Yep. McDougs, act as if you were preparing for a hurricane. Use that list of steps to take the field prepared for making moves and don't rush it. Deep breaths. Even though it may not feel like it, tell yourself all is well. Okay? You're not dumping, Marietta. You're not dumping. Okay? You're sharing how you're feeling, but also being able to regulate your own nervous system is a skill that will be very beneficial. Yeah, it is not a dump. So do not worry about the fear of that. Sharing your a burden shared is a burden lessened. Okay. Yes, you did the right thing. Come out, hang out with us. Yeah. Yep. Yep, and therapy gal Sue, and look, she's a therapy gal. She should know. Every day I have to explain to clients that their bodies are acting as designed with radar. We are searching for fear because we are fearful of things that could kill us or our family. It's about management and staying focused on reality versus delusion. And we practice scanning from the crown on down. Yeah. Okay. And we are with you. And you're not, yeah, don't feel sorry. It's good to get them out and to know that you can do something to make yourself feel better. Okay. We're all going through this together and everybody deals with it their own way. And I find that the most helpful thing that I can do is practice steps 1 and 2, and sometimes steps 3 and 4 when I get overwhelmed and say, what can I do? And I say the best thing I can do is continue to show up for you guys. So we have a way to connect with people. Yeah, it's our brain and our nervous system and our entire animal body has a really strong self-preservation mode. And so it scans for danger so that it can be prepared to react to it. But sometimes we get too much in that and it doesn't help. Again, I live in an area where there are literal deer in the literal headlights. I have seen a deer that got stunned, surprised, frozen, and got hit by a car. It was horrible. So noticing the temporary freeze, the temporary, oh my gosh, and then saying, okay, what can I do about this? So, yeah. Okay. There we go. Win. Cooked a pot roast and it distracted me. Lose, it was a bad cut of meat. Oh, well. Eat a little something. Again, notice that will make your body, swallow down some food. Food in the belly makes you feel safe because you're being nourished, you know? Okay. And yeah, we are all going through something. We are. If we don't share, we cannot heal. We cannot get much needed help. This space is so healing and helpful to her, Carla Jane, much more understanding than some in my family. Yeah. Yep. There we go. Lady Bandit listens to jazz and lights a good smelling candle to calm down. I put on comfortable clothes. I will distract myself with randomness because getting distance from the horrific isn't avoiding it, but it's giving your nervous system and brain and body a place to just exhale so that you can go into it again and do something. Okay? Yeah. There we go. And I would remind yourself, one of the things that may help you, Marietta, and again, I go to the same 4 tools all the time because I truly find them helpful for myself, would be to write out these good things. That I see you writing them in the comments, but writing it to yourself can have a soothing effect. I have plenty of resources. We can get out of the country. We are so extremely grateful. I have to keep reminding myself. So one way of reminding yourself of it is to write it down, and rephrase it in a bunch of ways. Yep. And if push came to shove, we can fly out of here. So how lucky are you? And honestly, how lucky are you? Because there are people who don't have the abundance of whatever it takes to say, I'm leaving the country. Now that does not throw shade on you at all, but being so grateful that you have the flexibility and the ability to do that. On a slightly less deep note, but on a similar key, I guess, this is also one of the things that I realized, that the flexibility can help you do things when people are, other people are stuck. Flexibility is how my husband and I are going away next week. Because we have flexible schedules, we were able to say yes and drop things at a moment, Yep. Yep. So notice, Marietta, even some of these things you are saying, I may just transfer a chunk of emergency cash. This is you with your notebook, with calming yourself down and then creating a list of actions. I can also do this. I can transfer a chunk of emergency cash to make it easily accessible. I can get in touch with that realtor. I can increase the frequency with which we are decluttering so we can leave the country. I can do this. So, yay. Yes. And Marietta, I feel so terrible for other people here suffering who can't escape. I do too. But two suffering people does not help. If anything, you inspiring other people by taking these actions, think about it. If you are one of those people who leaves the country, you will have created a map of things that you did in order to get yourself out. I decluttered my house. I sold my house. This is how we moved our stuff across the country, the world, etc. Your experience can be a guide to other people who may be afraid. They may have the resources, but they may be afraid. You may be able to be a leader of people simply by doing what's important to you. Feeling terrible gets two people feeling terrible. You feeling terrible and saying, but I can do something about it, can benefit other people. You can be a role model. All right? Yeah. Yep. Yep. And notice you sharing your things is making Carla so appreciative. Yep. So the best thing you can do is show up for yourself. You will be able to help other people better when you are not spinning your wheels in a nervous system state. So practicing slowing down your spinning wheels, maybe even trying to reverse them as opposed to spinning and going nowhere. Sometimes you back up and you slow down and you calm down and you breathe down. And maybe you have to do this more often than normal. But when you learn how to do this, you can share this with other people too. When you do this, even if you're not consciously sharing it, like I am as a coach right now, you walking through the world doing your things, people are watching. People will observe. Look what Marietta's doing. Wow, she's moving out of the country. That's brave. I'm afraid to do it. She's not afraid. She's brave. I mean, she's afraid. That's why she's getting out. Nothing wrong with that. But also, you may inspire people you've never met to do the things that you're walking through now that are a bit scary. Okay? So, yeah, it is tough times. Yep. I always taught my kids buy experiences and not things, and that money is just freedom. So, yeah, notice if you want to make a quick escape from someplace, whether it's leaving the country because there's horrific things going on, or on the lighter side, that you have an opportunity to move someplace wonderful, that the fewer items you have will give you that flexibility if you need to like move in an instant for good reasons or not so good reasons. So decluttering gives you the flexibility to not be stuck in a situation you don't want to be in. Even people who are leaving, abusive relationships, which is kind of what's going on in this country, if you think about it. Decluttering makes you move lighter. It gives you flexibility. And when you perform the acts of decluttering, you are showing yourself that you have strength and courage, and you can do things you were scared of. I mean, think of the difference between being afraid for your life and being afraid to throw away a picture of your grandmother. One of them is truly a lot more scary than the other. So the stuff that you used to be afraid of doing may seem very simple right now, So thank you for sharing what you're going through. We're here. Everybody's going through their own stuff, including this. We're all Americans. I'm oversimplifying Narelle. I would say you're welcome to be one. I don't know if you want to be one right now, but all of us are struggling with, is this the country I want to live in? Literally or metaphorically. Is this what I want us? This is not how I imagined our country. I always thought we were the good guys. Now, not so much. Yep. So notice though, Marietta, notice. I moved to Dublin in my 20s alone, but moving now seems so much more difficult because of more things in lives. Kids, cats, homes, etc. Yes, but each one of those things you can chunk down and make a plan. Do you know if you'll be able to bring your kitties with you? Have you researched how to get a pet across? You know? So yeah, sharing is good. Sharing, express it. I mean, it's almost like, in a way, the human body, if you leave everything bottled up, it can make you feel worse. If you don't have anybody to share it with, writing it down can be beneficial, you know? And so notice those things you can do. I know, Narelle got a spare room. Next thing you know, we're all moving down to Australia. Got 2 spare rooms? Yes, I can bring my cats. Okay, good. Notice. It's difficult, but I know I can bring my cats with me. I am doing this to protect my children. I can sell my home. A lot of the stuff in my home that I thought mattered, that I was really afraid of, suddenly doesn't really matter as much. Now I love it. They need a kitty passport. Does it look like this and it has like a little paw stamp on it, huh? Right? So good stuff. Writing down those things. Get a kitty passport. You know, the great thing is, Marietta, your list of things to do becomes a list of things you did to get there, and then you can help other people navigate it. No, I'm not saying create a business or anything, but just by doing what you're doing, you might be available to ask questions of people. Now you know that people need a kitty passport to travel to Ireland. So other people who might be thinking of Ireland as well, who have a cat, now know that because of you. And not just right now, while we're doing this live on January 7th, 8:52 p.m. Eastern, 2026. But this is being recorded. This is being recorded. So any of the good stuff that we're sharing here also is are resources for people who watch this in the future. You sharing that you're afraid and you're doing something about it will allow somebody else who watches this to realize that if they're afraid, they're not alone. Okay? There we go. Marietta, notice, maybe I'll create an Excel spreadsheet tomorrow. The fun thing is too, Marietta, the neat thing is about you sharing this, especially doing this YouTube, is when this YouTube is it does its own like processing. It takes a while for it to be put on the playlist, then the TikTok lives. But when this one appears, the chat appears as well. So you can scroll through and see some of the ideas you had, and you can jot those down even if you don't remember them right now. Okay? Yep. Now notice, Narelle she'll find space, but no, I don't know about the kitties because they have strict quarantine rules there. Yeah. Aw. Yeah. Thank you. Yep. So Ellen, thank you very much for letting me know that my haircut's looking good. It's looking good to me, where I can see it. It's shorter, yes, but I like it. Can I just share with you we've been getting into some pretty serious deep stuff, Ellen, so just so you know. So I'm going to just slightly wade ourselves over to the slightly shallow end for a moment, talking about haircuts. And I literally this morning, my hair wasn't that long, as you may see from the YouTube or the TikTok, the YouTube version of the TikTok live for this morning. But man, I fell asleep and my hair was bent like the wrong way. And I had a hair ache when I woke up this morning. I woke up this morning with a hair ache. So I was so psyched when it got cut because there isn't so much of it to bend over and give me a scalp ache. And who doesn't need a scalp massage right now, huh? Oh, yay. Ellen, yay for a long, productive-ish day. Productive-ish is perfect. It is. Being overly productive, leave that for the machines. Leave that for the machines. We will be productive at a good enough rate for us. Okay. Yep. Check your passports and IDs for Expiration dates. I noticed that myself today. Yeah, crazily enough, mine is getting up there. It's crazy that it's 2026 right now. Mine expires next year, so I need to make sure to get that updated. Making sure this is another thing too, honestly, is and we talked about this a little bit on the episodes as I've called them, talking about paper clutter, is separating out your kind of mundane paper clutter that I have here, leftover bills and stuff like that, to the important papers. The important papers you'd want to bring with you if you needed to leave at a moment. Birth certificate, marriage certificate, I own my car, something that has maybe your credit card um, numbers on it. Any of those important things. Are they in a container that is safe, not a cardboard box that could get wet? Do I have them in maybe I was telling somebody I got a zippered pouch that's supposed to be fireproof so that I can grab it and go if I need be? Yeah. Yes, Carly Jane, passports do expire, um, but mine it's for like a 10-year type of thing, at least when I got mine. Yep, there we go. And passports recently issued are good for 10 years. Yep. Oh my god, you guys. And yeah, I know Leslie, right? A hair ache. Go figure. Technically it was my scalp, but it was caused by my hair. I got my first passport when I was in high school. I'm thinking it was 1982 or 1983. I can't remember. And they had one picture that we went to some guy's house and he had a setup in the basement where he took the picture. I looked so horrible in that photo. I was mortified, but what can you do? There was no redos. And I had that for 10 years. I had that for 10 years. Funny thing is now I'm looking at mine and okay, even then, even when I did mine in 2017, you had to take off your glasses, and luckily I knew that, so man, did I put on eye makeup so I wouldn't look, kind of dead, right? I look like a Russian spy on my passport. You've got like a what do you call it? A trench coat. You look like Boris and Natasha, huh? Yeah. There you go. Carla Jane, having your star ID made in 2 weeks. That may be like, is that the real ID perhaps where you are? Yeah. Marietta, okay, you get hair aches all the time. Yep. Doesn't it feel good when it's not there? Yep. Hair ache and hair fatigue is absolutely real. Cosmetology person there. Okay, good, Carla Jane. And yeah, you can tell it's a thing because I don't know if anybody has seen, and this is us. I am consciously, just so you know, I am consciously wading us all over. Okay, ducklings, we're going from the deep end. We're going to keep in the pool together, but we're going over to the shallow end. So when we all need to get out of the pool in about 2 minutes, we're going to be right near the steps so you can easily walk out and take care of yourself. But yeah, you can tell that hair aches and probably stressed out, clenching heads because of what's going on. Somebody is making big bucks with those hair. What is it like not a hair therapy, but you go to the spa, like a head spa, and they massage your head and they wash your hair and they do that. It's like I want to go to one of those, even though I don't have I have those scalp scratchers. Yeah, that's a good idea. Yep. I love it. So take care of your scalp. Whatever's not feeling good, you will feel better if you take care of your physical self. But please, your nervous system is wired to spring chemicals out into you to get you out of harm's way. But exposure to those chemicals long distance does damage to the inside of your body. That's why it is so important to practice step number 2, which is slowing down and calming down and settling down so that you can relax your muscles and move out of harm's way, however that looks like to you. Okay. Um, Danielle, I love it. I did one 2 weeks ago. The Monday before Christmas, it was amazing. Ooh, good to know. I loved it. They also did a facial along with a head spa. That sounds like delightful. Carly Jane's growing her hair out. Ma'am, you usually have such a sassy haircut, but I get it. Yeah. Leslie wants to know what kind of live this is. You know what this is? This is a live of people dealing with the horrors of what's going on, but also keeping humor, because I will end with this. Joy and humor are antidotes. They are give you power, okay? When you are in fear and you are frightened and you are paralyzed, you are more easily controllable by people who benefit from having you being not moving. But if you can laugh at the losers and stay in action and encourage other people, this is to me where it's at, you know? So I will share with you. Yeah, Leslie, you can tell your husband, we are in the swimming pool and we go from the deep end to the shallow end. We're splashing around all over the place. Okay. Now, speaking of splashing around all over the place, little ducklings, Mama Duck is going to get out of the pool right now. Okay. I'm over at the shallow end. There's a couple of steps. Follow me. All right. Because I'm going to go and I am going to use some of that water and wash my face and brush my teeth and use some of it to swallow down my old lady pills that I do. I'm going to put some eye drops in. I'm going to put some hand lotion on, the rest of my pajamas. Marietta, our hearts are with you. Our hearts are with everybody. Okay? We got this. You can do something about it. I truly hope our time together is going to help everybody here sleep better tonight. And then tomorrow, I'm looking. I love you. Tomorrow is Thursday, January 8th. There's a TikTok live in about 12 hours. Okay? We'll be thinking about all of you. Okay? I am sending good vibes to every single one of you. All right? We got this. We are not going to let the monkeys get us down, except for Davy and Mike and Mickey and Peter. All right? Yes. I love it. May you all rest well and be richly blessed each day to come. And also with you. All right? I'll see you guys tomorrow. Good night.